All right, guys, I know it's been a while since I posted on the story with the Baja Bug, but I'm gonna show you guys a little bit what we've been working on so far. I know I've been kind of lagging a little bit lagging, but we're getting some progress done. So I'm gonna show you a couple of the stuff that we bought to make this happen. So shout out to Harbor Freight because we ended up getting a bandsaw from Harbor Freight. They had a really good deal on this thing. This is a life changer right here. If you don't have one of these for your own personal projects or just in general, like say if you're into metalwork or anything like that, get yourself one of these. It's really affordable and it saves the headache on a lot of stuff. So we got the Brouwer brand, and then this one is the Hercules stand. I like this one because it kind of turns into like a table as well. If you pull this out like this, you fold this down and then you could stand this up, and now you have a workbench to where you could shape or whatever you got to do to it. So I have been doing cuts with this, and instead of using what I was doing before was let me show you actually. This is a good example. If I could get this thing out of here. Oh, maybe. There we go. So what I was doing before is I was using a jig setup to cut holes out of here. So that way we can match this up with bars like this. So I've learned a little technique with this. You use a bandsaw. Let's see, can we focus on that again? Nope, it's acting stupid. Okay, whatever. What you want to do is you want to cut these in an angle. You cut in an angle, and then you just lop off the top of it, and then boom, you got a perfect way to fit this on. So that's how I've been doing that with this, with that bandsaw. The other thing I bought, because I was using my buddy Payne's pipe bender, is I went ahead and I found this on Facebook Marketplace. Let me show you real quick how cool this is. So this is called the Easy Bend, and I want to say these are not old, but I feel like it's maybe like 2000s or something like that. I ended up finding this. I found this from an 80-year-old man on Facebook Marketplace, and he used to build like funny cars. He would build funny cars and cages, and this is what he used. I don't know if he used that like in the 70s or 80s. Obviously, this thing's probably not that old, but this is a life changer. I think this is way faster than the other pipe bender setup I was using. I think it's like called the Swag pipe bender. This is way faster. I feel like it's faster than the Swag one. I just personally think this, and not only that, but it's saving me a lot of space, because I picked up the stand from Harbor Freight, and I just kind of just bolted this together real fast, tacked up this so that way it wouldn't move. But yeah, that being said, this was a huge game changer when it comes to investment. So I'm going to show you what we've done so far. So we pretty much got the front end almost done. I ended up doing, I did a little bend here. I used the original front bumper that we got when we purchased this. So I did some retrofitting. I got it to fit pretty well. It's on there snug. It's not going nowhere. The second thing is I ended up going with this setup before. I'm going to end up cutting this off because now that I got like my own bender, I have time to actually do it right. So I ended up doing a little bend here, and that clears the shock tower pretty well. I've already extended this all the way up. I've extended it all the way down as far as I can go, and it clears it pretty nice. So the next thing that I need to do is, because when this frame is on, the firewall sits about here, and then you got about this much room, right? So you got all this room right here that's basically, there's no structure. Like there's no structure. So when you go to like step on it, you have a little bit of a flex. Obviously the flex is gonna go away once the body's on, but I still need to reinforce this to where, what I'm probably going to end up doing is I started kind of cutting this out a little bit. So let's see if I could get the right side on here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put a bar here, and I'm going to put a bar here to kind of give it a little bit more strength. And then on top of that is I'm going to go with one of those joint connectors that they use for pipes. You could get them on OfferUp, eBay, or whatever. So I'm probably going to run a joint connector from here that connects to this. So that way it's going to go through the firewall, and it's going to make it to where it's more structure right here, because this thing's flexing like a lot. Even though like I pretty much almost finished the top, and it still has a little flex. And then I'm going to build another bar that wraps around. Don't pay attention to that. I need to fix this still. It's going to wrap around here, you know, like this, and it's probably going to go down this way, you know, to just kind of like give it a little bit more structure. And then also too, I need to finish another bar here that's going to go across, and then that's going to have like the steering column location and all that stuff. So it's getting kind of close. It's definitely looking a little bit better since the last time you guys seen it. It's on its all weight now. Basically, it's on its own suspension. The body, we're still trying to make it to where we can pop the body on and off. The main thing is we want to be able to paint this separate. So I want to paint this first, and then I'm going to paint the inside of this. No matter how I don't know if I'm going to rhino line the inside or what, but I want to paint these two things separate. And then once it's done, we're just going to put the body on. It's going to be on some Darth Vader shit where it's going to be like the mask coming down. Like that. So that's the plan. I know I've been kind of lagging on this project a little bit. As far as the engine, let me show you guys the motor. The engine is finished. We're done with the motor. Big shout out to Golden Eagle. This is a Golden Eagle sleeved LS, I believe. Yeah, so it's a B18B1 sleeved LS. We're doing, I believe, I want to say it's 84. I think I did 84, and I'm pretty sure it's sleeved 84. I have to make sure, but we are going to be running Brian Crower Stage 2 cams, and I have a thing with turbo cams, and I have a thing with NA cams. This is my own personal experience. I've dealt with this. So for some reason, I don't know how, why, or what the situation is, but an NA cam will make more power than a turbo cam. I have no idea. This is my own personal experience I'm talking here. So I ended up doing a BC Stage 2 cam. You can see the part number right there. This is for a non-VTEC head. So we're doing Brian Crower springs and retainers. We're doing 70-pound springs on the head, and then we're using the Stage 2 NA cams. And the reason why I want to do that is because we're going to end up running low boost probably on this setup, maybe at first, and then we're going to up the boost up. Obviously, once we get a little bit more miles on it and get the feel of it and everything, we're probably going to raise the boost. So I know that NA cams make good power when you throw boost on them. That's just my own personal experience. We got the Def Kart motor right there. I'm not even worried about this yet. This is a whole separate thing that we're doing, but this is coming out pretty well so far. And for the people that are asking, yes, I still have the EK. EK's chilling. Big chilling right here. I got to retune this thing. The last time I was tuning it, it made a little bit under 700. But the problem is with the injectors that it had, it stressed out the injectors, and I couldn't push it out anymore. So I ended up going with some Alpha 2200s. Big shout out to Alpha. They gave me a really good deal on their 22s, and then I'm gonna end up probably retuning it with the snake coil and plug. So I just haven't, this is probably gonna be a separate video when I start doing this, but I just want to kind of give you guys like a little update. You know, we still have to find 2 front seats. I managed to put rear seats in it. Those are the back seats, so don't get confused. These are the rear seats, and the reason why is because I want to make it to where it's a 4-seater. Mainly because whenever we used to take this thing out before, when it was just a sandrail, it was a 2-seater. It was fun, but it wasn't that fun because like a lot of my friends don't really have stuff like this, so we all had to take turns, and it was just kind of like just a hassle. So now it's going to be 4-seaters. It's going to have 4 seats, and yeah. So these are some updates. When I get more stuff going on, then I'll go ahead and start posting more stuff about it. But so far, this is what I got. And once we start mocking up the motor, I'll probably start making more videos when we start trying to figure out how we're going to do the motor setup. So I hope this is educational for some people out there that are maybe interested in doing something like this. And definitely, if you are interested in making your own tubing, definitely get one of these things, because this is a game changer. Like I can't even imagine how much time I would save if I would have just got one of these from the beginning. I think overall I paid like 100. What was it? It was like 150 or something, 160 with the sale. I ended up getting these 2 things with the open box sale at Harbor Freight, because they have a little section of just stuff that they get as returns. Life changer. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth to buy that. It was definitely worth to buy my own pipe bender, and now I can make my own stuff. I don't have to keep borrowing shit from people and bugging people and stuff like that. I don't like asking anyone for stuff anyway, but either way, this is the update so far. That being said, I will see you guys in the next video, and if you're new into this channel, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys.